Hey y'all, Bloodwing here. Back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. Welcome to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get a side of fried taters with your news. Fried taters for everybody.
Mm, that's a good
You get
deal.
fried, yeah. You get fried taters. You get fried taters, and you get fried taters. We all get.
Everybody gets fried
That's
taters.
right.
That's a good deal.
With me, as always, is Irate Bear.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well today.
Yeah. Chat. Hope you're good. Before we get going, though, please do remember to like and share the stream. Take a little few extra minutes out of your time to do that. It helps me out considerably because YouTube's not going to do it for us. And if you'd like to go a little further with your help, there are links to my Patreon and my Streamlabs in the description, as well as the hashtag to send news to. And we've got a news story on the hashtag today, Bear.
Oh, we do?
Yes, we do.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and that's hashtag BW News or B Wing News. Sorry, hashtag B Wing News. It's hashtag BWINGNEWS. So yeah. So how's your day been, Bear?
It's been okay. Thank you very much, mate. I banged out a video this morning. Actually, no, it was this afternoon. I was actually up for a bit last night because I was in a bit of pain and stuff. So I stayed up and went to bed. The missus let me stay in bed. The stepson wasn't well himself, so he was off school today.
Yeah.
When I got up, I spoke to Dax for a period of time, made a video, and now I'm here. Now I'm here.
Yeah, you was talking to me a little bit before stream. Sounds like there's maybe a bug going through your house.
Yeah, I think there is, mate. I've not been feeling too fresh since Monday, and both the boys aren't very well at the moment. So,
So folks, there's a chance Bear may have to leave before the stream's over. Family always comes first, and I'm sure
B's in work tonight as well, and she leaves usually around 10 minutes past 9, which is only like 20 minutes before the end of the stream anyway. But if it gets particularly bad, I will have to go. So,
yeah, I'm sure the old man here can carry the stream.
I'm sure you can.
I do have the gift of gab.
Yes, you do. And how are you? I seen a couple of your tweets. Was it yesterday? You getting your flirt game on?
Yeah. I swear it's a trick of nature. I never had that much game when I was younger. And yeah.
Do you just care less now and just
pretty much? Yeah. And it's all fun and games. I mean, they know I'm harmless. You know.
Yeah, you're just a dirty old man.
Exactly. But yeah, I was there getting tests, which hurt like the dickens. My gosh, I hate that test, the Doppler. It's the same technology they use to forecast your weather with. And they do that scan on your body. However, at the same time, you have 8 blood pressure cuffs on your arms and legs, 3 on each leg, 1 on each arm. And they don't just pump up, they pump up and purposely try to completely block your blood flow. So you can imagine how hard they squeeze.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And especially when it was squeezing on the leg that actually has the blockage in it, that really hurt. I must have been making some faces because the female technician that was doing it was like, just a minute, it'll be over in a minute, it'll be over. But yeah. Walked in there and they were doing along with it. They do what do they call ultrasound on my blood flow.
Bloodwing's expecting everybody. Can we all get?
I said I don't think I'm pregnant.
Can we all get a congratulations, Bloodwing? When are you due?
I warned her ahead of time she was going to be out of luck when she got to my feet, and I was right. She couldn't hear nothing down on my feet, but yeah. We'll see how that all turns out. I've got a doctor's appointment on the 5th, so next week. But yeah, they're taking a different tact. All this time, they've tried to beat it with diet and cholesterol medicine and blood thinners.
Yeah,
and that hasn't worked because I'm one of those people. The doctor says I'm just genetically predisposed to have high cholesterol.
Yeah.
But so they're going to look into maybe a surgical fix or repair.
Okay.
So that's what this is all about. Yeah.
I see. You might be going under the knife then.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of, because I'm going to share something with y'all. I'm not afraid of a lot. I'm definitely afraid of spiders. Highly arachnophobia. But another fear that I've always had is I'm afraid of being put to sleep. When they pulled my teeth out, they wanted to put me to sleep. I said, no, keep me awake. No, I'm just afraid to.
Mm.
And so I'm not looking forward to that. You know, whatever they decide to do. Hopefully it'll just be something simple like putting a stent in my artery or something.
Yeah. Well, if they put you to sleep, that's a nap.
I'm always afraid it's a nap. I won't wake from though. It just scares me on a fundamental level. I don't know. It's just one of those things. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
But yeah. Been kind of hurting today some, but driving always does that. My left leg. I swear there was a time. Well, I even tweeted it on Twitter. Will somebody please cut this thing off because it's killing me.
Doppler radar is also what they use in speed cameras.
Yep, it's amazing, amazing stuff. Amazing how different things you can use technology for. But,
yeah.
I was trying to watch the screen, but she kept telling me, "Lay still, lay still." I can't say. I want to say it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a cleanup afterwards because I had that, that cold gel that they use for the ultrasound all over my legs and stuff. But
they caked you in that, did they?
Yeah, they had to.
People are getting their guesses in,
getting their bets in.
They're getting their bets in. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I love that that's a thing.
I try to say 60 minutes, but apparently somebody else also had 60 minutes, so I changed mine to 61.
Yeah, Maniac Man 2030 says getting a stent ain't that bad. Yeah, I know, and I hope it's something simple like that. But I don't know what they're going to do at this point. I'm not sure what they're going to recommend. In my case, the blockage is pretty severe, in that even with the ultrasound, she could hear no blood flow in my feet. So, yeah, that's not good.
You don't have feet anymore. They're just slabs of meat.
Pretty much. That's why they're always cold and why they're generally blue. I have a donation. It's I wish there was an easier way to do this than just refreshing the page, because I'm not fast enough to see it. Thank you, Blind Girls Subject, for the donation. Sending love from the Blind Girls Street. Thank you, darling. 7 p.m., 7 days a week. Consider this a shill, an open invitation from Blind Girl and Pumpkin Trucker. Hey, you can shill on my stream anytime you want to.
There you go.
So, anything interesting happening since we last spoke?
I know there's been a little bit of drama and stuff. I mean, Tommy Robinson's been banned off of Facebook and Instagram. And I also noticed that far leftist, filthy communist group Momentum, who support Jeremy Corbyn here in the UK, decided to make a propaganda hit piece video on Tommy. And I just a little bit of a shill. I made a response video to that today, and kind of ripped into them a little bit.
Cynical Lindsay, this may sound like a silly question, but do your feet hurt? No, it's not a silly question, and yes, they do. Have you ever took like a rubber band, if some kids do this, and wrap it around your finger so tight that it cuts off the blood flow till it turns purple? That will hurt. It goes numb. It hurts at the same time. It's kind of hard to describe, but yes, my legs and feet hurt a great deal every day.
And just for functional there in the chat, hate.
But I try not to be a complainer. I really do. It's like everything else. It is what it is, you know.
Trying to be stoic.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, in their video, Bloodwing, like every couple of seconds, they'd have this like flash of a screenshot that basically had like an image of the word hate in it, big white writing. Every few seconds, that or a pound sign. It kind of felt like subliminal messaging.
Mm.
It was just ridiculous.
Probably was.
Just
probably was.
Just ridiculous and stuff.
Yeah. I guess the other thing that happened today is SoFame was trolling people again. I swear.
I did see something, but I saw your reply. I didn't see what he said.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. I picked on SoFame on this stream before, but a lot of the time, SoFame is doing what I call boom fishing. And boom fishing is a thing, by the way. It exists. It's highly ill. It's a highly sick bird, an ill eagle. But boy, that went over like a lead balloon, didn't it? But it does exist. You take dynamite or an M80 or whatever, you throw it into the lake or some body of water, and the concussion will stun the fish and they'll float to the top. And that's what SoFame does on Twitter. You could tell when he does it. And I was amazed at the people that fell for it. It's like, oh my gosh, he's just trolling to see who will bite so he can argue with you.
I need to see what he said, because he tweeted about 33 minutes ago with a video of water pouring onto someone holding up an umbrella, and he's going, my Twitter notifications be like. Yeah, I need to see this.
He tweeted something like, and I knew right away this was a troll. He wasn't being serious. It treated something like centrist Twitter, big story over the last day or so is Alex Jones on whatever show it was he was on yesterday or whatever. But nothing about, North Korea or any of this stuff. And I'm like, even SoFame's not so silly as to tell people what they can find interesting and what they have to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's that retarded. And I was right. He was trolling.
Yeah, he tweeted, and then he said, hashtag topic for centrist TM. Twitter, Alex Jones, not North Korea, not Michael Cohen, Alex Jones, because he acted a fool on a podcast. I'm beginning to see why I feel like the people I follow are out of touch with the actual news. And then 2 hours later, he tweeted out like an anime gif going, got him.
Yep. And that was after I posted a gif that said, this is a troll, or this is bait.
Yeah, that's bait.
But yeah, I tweeted that most of the time that he's doing that, he's boom fishing. He's throwing the dynamite out there and see what floats to the top. The rest of the time, he's just being retarded. Bless his heart. And he liked it, and even come out and commented and said he liked my. So I like it too.
Oh yeah, there was the David Lammy thing today as well. He was complaining, about Comic Relief going out to Africa to take a look at the what would you call them? The projects that funded by the charity. And he was like invited out there, and he refused to go, saying that, Africans should be speaking for themselves and all this other kind of crap. It's like, shut up. Race baiting idiot.
Are you judging, Pumpkin Trucker? Says I just called a dude darling. Are you judging? Huh?
Don't judge.
2019. This is 2019, don't you know?
Don't judge. What's a David Lammy? It's a race baiting British politician is what it is.
Yeah, I seen your tweet on it. Seen Vanilla Bear tweet on it as well.
Yeah, he likes to talk about privilege and things like that when he himself is actually quite privileged.
Right.
Yeah. He's one of them people. He stood up in Parliament when when it wasn't even in full session either. There was barely anybody there, and he stood up and explained how we should feel bad for the empire and things like that. So shut up.
Yeah.
Fucking dick.
So, shall we get to the news?
If you have some. I think I know what your title's about.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see when we get to. I'm not going to lead with that story. Get some of the other stories out of the way first, and we'll get to it here in a minute.
Okay.
But I've been wanting to check. I haven't looked at this yet, but I'm wanting to check this story out about a New Jersey postal worker, and I'll read the rest of the title as soon as it loads. New Jersey postal worker accused of running over co-workers with her car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Naughty.
A postal worker allegedly slammed into two colleagues with her car following an argument in the parking lot of a New Jersey shipping facility. Police said they were called to a United States Postal Service shipping facility in Kearney on Sunday morning and found two women, aged 25 and 26, suffering from injuries. Both women told officers that their co-worker, LaShonda Johnson, I'm not even going to comment, hit them with her car outside the Dominic V. Daniels Processing and Distribution Center and then drove away, Kearney police said. One woman told officers she was run over by the car, and the other said she had been hit and knocked to the ground. The women, who have not been identified, were hospitalized with unspecified injuries. One has since been released, police said. Authorities did not say what the argument was over. Johnson, 27, was arrested Sunday afternoon and charged with aggravated assault, using her car as a weapon, leaving the scene of an accident, and several traffic violations. The Postal Service takes seriously the safety and security of its employees, a USPS spokesperson, I can't say spokesman anymore, spokesperson, said in a statement, given the pending criminal charges, we do not discuss personnel actions. But toxic masculinity, y'all.
Oh God, this story is amazing. I'm loving what the chat's saying. LaShonda went postal.
Yeah. I've said it before, and I'm telling you, women are much worse to each other than men. I mean, it's true.
I literally run you over.
Oh, yeah.
This reminds me of the last American road rage video I did. Just women in the hood, especially. Jesus Christ, man. What was her reason for it?
They did not say what the argument was over. Just that they were arguing, and one was run over and one was knocked down. And yeah, functional. Somehow this will be Trump's fault.
Trump's right. America, people.
That's right. Somehow this will be the fault of Trump. Oh,
at least the people she ran over are okay.
Yep. And I'm glad they're fine. But I looked at that, and what got me to read is because we're always hearing about toxic masculinity and how it's ruining the world and everything. This is a story with absolutely zero men involved in it.
Oh, but you see, men built the car.
Yeah, they built the car, right?
And that's why it's so damaging.
Of course, it's our fault. I forgot.
And they built the roads as well.
Yeah.
And it's probably a man who hired her.
Probably.
Yeah. Fuck you, W.R. Corsten. Greetings, people, an irate bear.
All right. Let's see. Ocasio-Cortez lashes out at dude, in quotation marks, who creepily, in quotation marks, took photo of burger meal.
What? Burger meal?
Yeah. I did read this earlier, so it's...
I'm going to mute myself for a second, mate.
Okay. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat, New York, lashed out at an anonymous shutterbug who creepily, in quotation marks, snapped a picture of her at a restaurant with an aide who was feasting on a juicy burger, an image that soon made the rounds on social media as it was taken days after she questioned whether Americans needed to eat so much meat. Tonight, a dude was creepily and obviously taking a picture of me while pretending he wasn't, and I had to break his imaginary fourth wall and say, Hi, I'm a person. This is weird, she tweeted. The picture posted by conservative social media strategist Caleb Hull showed Ocasio-Cortez and Chief of Staff Saikat Chakrabarty eating at an unidentified restaurant. Notably, Chakrabarty was munching on a burger just days after Ocasio-Cortez had warned against eating too much of America's favorite dish.
Oh dear.
Sorry, I had to put out my cigarette. In talking up her Green New Deal, which had initially came with a FAQ that talked presumably tongue-in-cheek about getting rid of farting cows. No, it wasn't tongue-in-cheek, people. She's serious. To help combat climate change, Ocasio-Cortez said on a TV appearance that Americans may need to eat fewer burgers. In the deal, what we talk about, and it's true, is that we need to take a look at factory farming, period. It's wild, Ocasio-Cortez said on Showtime's late night. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Desus and Miro last week. And so it's not to say you get rid of agriculture. It's not to say we're going to force everybody to go vegan or anything crazy like that, but it's to say, listen, we got to address factory farming. Maybe we shouldn't be eating a hamburger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, let's keep it real. Who eats a hamburger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Americans, that's who. America.
Yeah, no, I eat bacon for breakfast. Sorry. Or sausage, which is pork, not beef. I might eat hamburgers at other meals.
There was a guy actually that was covered on TLC who just like eats nothing but burgers.
Yeah, and I've heard of people going on McDonald's only diets and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a really high salt diet right there. You don't want that.
Earlier this month, she told a school assembly of teenagers in Queens to skip meat dairy for a meal. The image of her aide with a burger was just too juicy to resist for critics seeking examples of a double standard. Hi, AOC. Why is your chief of staff eating a hamburger? Hull tweeted, along with the headline showing that she urged Americans to eat fewer hamburgers. She also deleted a tweet of the photo by itself. Hull later clarified that the picture was taken and sent to me because AOC told the country to eat less hamburgers, and her COS is here eating a hamburger. Notice how she wasn't confronted and forced to leave the restaurant like liberals have been doing to the GOP, he added, referring to incidences where Republicans and Trump administration officials have been hounded out of restaurants by liberal activists. Yeah, so she says that the photo was creepy. That's because you got caught out, kiddo.
Yeah, it's not a good look for her, is it? I mean, everything she says pretty much like doesn't look good on her, but still, look, her own staff are mugging her off.
You're a public official. You wanted it, you got it. Now you take all the bad with the good, and the bad is that there's going to be people around with cameras everywhere you go, especially with somebody that opens their mouth as much as you do, Miss Mealface. Oh. It was creepy. But yeah, kind of points out the double standards, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It makes me wonder about her Green Deal and how many people will end up losing their jobs because of it.
There was another story that I looked at, and I'm not going to read because it was a giant wall of text. But it was discussing how a lot of the Democrats in Congress and the Senate are hesitating getting on board with her Green New Deal.
As rightly so as well.
Yeah, and basically the idea is, well, we want to fight global warming, but we want something actually realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people in the chat saying it there. I mean, how many people would be out of work, if she had her way?
Oh, exactly. Exactly. But they'd be cared for because the government would somehow come up with money to pay these people.
But even if they were put on welfare, it wouldn't be anywhere near the amount of money they earn now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not realistic to want a nation the size of the United States to completely ban air travel and travel by bullet train, which has been tried and failed. Rail travel just doesn't catch on in this country. It's too big. It's just too big to make it viable. Yeah, and farting cows.
Well, you know what we have to do? We have to eat more burgers, if anything.
Right. We should eat more
we're thin the
burgers. Get
herd.
rid of them cows.
We should be thinning the herd a bit.
Right. Oh, I don't know. It still amazes me that she ever got elected. How a person this dumb, and she's becoming popular in certain circles. I mean, she's like a media star.
It's because she's fairly young for a politician, you know, and she's down with the kids, you know.
Yeah. Oh, she's a Twitter expert, don't you know?
Hi, I'm a social influencer. Oh my God.
Gosh. Every time she opens her mouth, it's just like, God, it's so obvious that you are young. It's so obvious that you're so young. Because you don't get why these things don't work.
She'll learn. Or she won't, and she'll end up like Jeremy Corbyn, just an old salty socialist. Or
Bernie Sanders. You know, most people learn that socialism doesn't work long before they get his age, but he just won't let it go.
Yeah. There are some people that just don't let it go. They don't grow up and kind of move on, but okay, whatever.
Yeah. Jen brings up a good point, and having some knowledge in, farming and agriculture, they always go after the cows, but aren't pigs worse for the environment? And don't get me wrong, I like pork products too. I love pork products, but absolutely they are, because on a pig farm, you will normally have a small man-made lake that is full of nothing but excrement. It's where they store it. And that leaks into the environment and all the chemicals that's used. And yeah, it's much harder. A pig farm is much harder on the environment than cows.
And harder on farmers' noses as well.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever been near a pig farm?
No, there are only like cows and sheep around here.
Let me tell you something. Cows can be stinky, but a pig farm will knock you out. The only thing worse than a pig farm is a chicken farm.
Really?
Oh,
that shit sober you up, huh?
Oh my gosh, it stinks to high heaven. And the flies. I used to date a girl whose sister had lived out in the country, and she lived near a chicken farm, and there were constantly so many flies at her house, in her yard, in her house, that when you moved, it was like a wave, a black wave, because you'd stir up the flies. Awful, terrible. Okay, enough of that. Now I'm going to get to the story that the title's about. We'll see if you knew. I heard about this on Bob and Tom this morning on the radio when I was on the way to get my granddaughters to school. But I was like, I got to check this out when I got home. And sure enough, it's for real. Man delivering food allegedly dips testicles in salsa over low tip.
Yeah, it's what I thought it was. But we actually had this on Ghost Poo last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Class C felony, yeah?
Yeah. This Tennessee man took double dipping to another level while delivering food from a Mexican restaurant. Howard Matthew Webb, 31, is accused of putting both, not just one, both his testicles in a customer salsa container ordered last month from a Maryville, Tennessee establishment, the Knoxville News Sentinel reported. He was arrested Friday after a 14-second video surfaced of his revenge against a low-paying customer. Police said Webb was a passenger in the vehicle when the order was delivered January 12th by an independent contractor for Dinner Delivered, an online meal ordering service. The driver allegedly filmed Webb placing his testicles in the customer's salsa and posted a video saying, "This is what you get when you give an 89-cent tip for an almost 30-minute drive." Webb is heard saying, "Oh, it feels good," the arrest warrant said.
Tipping is so big in America. Like if somebody was to deliver food to you here, like a tip isn't expected.
Well,
you know,
I'll touch on that after the article. I'll explain that to you, or attempt to.
Well, I kind of know the history of why tips are a thing. There's a guy called 42 on YouTube, very good YouTuber. He's fucking huge now.
Yeah, I've watched some of his stuff.
Yeah, he did a video on why tipping's a thing. I know it stems from post-slavery, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is that people that like waitresses that predominantly work for tips don't make much money. They actually have a different minimum wage for tip earners.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they don't make much money in a lot of cases without the tip.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the story. Webb is heard saying, "Oh, it feels good," the arrest warrant said. The video began to circulate online, and Dinner Delivered notified authorities. Police arrested Webb and charged him with adulteration of food. He remained in jail Wednesday on $45,000 bond. Now, there are some facts that this story doesn't get into because I read other accounts of it. First of all, that's a felony.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Dude's up for a felony for this. Second of all, he wasn't even the driver. It wasn't real clear in this, but he was just a passenger. The actual driver filmed it, and they posted it on social media.
Well, it is the current year. We do live in the social media age. So somebody posting this kind of thing to social media, it doesn't surprise me.
They posted it to social media. I mean, like, oh, well, nobody's going to see this. Is that what they thought?
At least he's famous now, or rather infamous.
Pushed button, you beat me to it. I was going to make that joke. Doggone it. He says, what if they had a nut allergy? I guess you could say, I do got another joke, though. I guess you could say that the salsa was tainted.
For fuck's sake. So Zero the Heroes told me how much he earns. How much was that? Fucking $4 something an hour where you work? And you're relying predominantly on tips?
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, they actually, Bear, they actually have here in America, they have people that are considered tip earners, like waitresses, waiters, yada yada, are they have their own minimum wage. And so the restaurant can pay them much less than a person that's making minimum wage and do it legally because they're expected to earn tips.
Yeah.
So that's why why the upset over not getting a tip. Now, just because you got an 89-cent tip, I get it. 30-minute drive, 89-cent tip. I get it. But you don't do that. You don't do that.
So that kind of thing, it just couldn't happen here. I think there are some restaurants which have like a compulsory tip, which will be sat on top of the bill. And there are other ones where you can give a tip if you want to.
Yeah.
But we have national minimum wage, and employers have to legally pay people that wage.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what industry it's from.
It's different here. And I know America is pretty much alone in this. The rest of the world has gone away from tipping. It's not as expected, but as it is here. I personally wish that they would just pay them a living wage across the board, and then if they get a tip, then it's, on top of it, because I've worked other jobs that I wasn't working for tip, but I got a tip, sometimes.
Yeah.
In fact, I used to work in a Denny's restaurant, and I used to make the waitresses mad at me because there was a certain guy. I worked the overnight, so I was there when the bars close, right? So you get all the drunks coming after the bars close, looking for that last meal, before they go home and sleep it off. And I had one and he tipped very well, and he always tipped me. I was the cook, and it would upset them. And he would tell them, "Why should I tip you? You didn't cook it." But I'd always share it with his waitress. I'd share it with him.
Yeah.
But
well, if waiters and waitresses are being paid the square root of fuck all, then I guess tips are definitely needed then in that industry for them to get by.
The way that it's set up, it is. I mean, they just cannot survive without it. Which I really wish that they would get away from that, go more to where the rest of the world is, where tips aren't as needed, and you just pay them what they're worth.
Well, you might get a few people that might argue with you on that one. I mean, Zero the Hero says he made $2,500 a month.
Oh yeah, you can make fat money on tips, and that's why they pay so little.
Well, I knew a guy when I was working as a carer for adults with autism. There was a guy who would regularly fly off to America for like a couple of months out of the year just to work in a restaurant.
Right.
Just because of the sheer amount of money that he could make. And he was fabulous as well. He was like, "Hi, how's it going, guys?"
Those are the guys that really kill it.
Yeah, I bet they do. Yeah.
They really kill it in the restaurant business when they're your waiter or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I've never worked for tips. I have worked for commission, so I do get it. I understand how it works. Because if you work for commission, sometimes in some of my cases, they wouldn't. You made a wage, automatically, but it was like really, really low, like minimum, the least amount that they could pay you and get away with it, and then you made commission on top of that. So I do get it, but come on, guys, it's not like this. I think it was Pumpkin Trucker. I lost sight of who it was that said this. The bad thing's not that he did it, but that it happens often enough that they have to have laws against it. And that's a point. I mean, come on, guys. It was just an 89-cent tip. It wasn't worth all that. And then be stupid and post it on social media.
Yeah, I've tried to get jobs where they have commission. Things like car salesman and stuff like that, but I've never been successful in doing so.
I sold cars for 2 years, and then for 13 years, I was a service advisor, and both of those jobs are salary plus commission. So
I take it for the latter, it was more upselling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about service advisor? Yeah. They pay you that way to encourage you to upsell.
Yeah, makes sense
on everything. And I would upsell, but I always prided myself. I never tried to cheat anybody. If I didn't think they needed this, I'm not going to sell it to them. And I would tell mechanics that. They'd come to me with a list. So this is what, I got. It says, does it really need all this? Because I was knowledgeable enough, having come from turning wrenches originally, that well, I got to make money. Not at their expense. You're not.
Yeah. And this is something that I told you about as well when I worked in an office. It was a company that would sell home improvements, like solar panels, conservatories, windows, doors, that kind of thing. And for salesmen to get their sales through, they'd have to go through me first. And a lot of them would try to sell 10-year finance deals to like elderly people with like dementia.
Oh, that's a big thing here.
I prided myself on being able to stop a lot of those.
When Dad went into the home this last time, my brother-in-law and I went through some of his stuff. He's got so many braces, you know, arm braces, neck braces, back braces. And where they come from is you get these. I got the call the other day.
I can hear your phone ringing right now, funny enough.
I got the automated call saying this is in response to you showing an interest in medical braces to stop your pain, which I didn't do. You know,
Ring, ring, ring. Stop. No, it's still going.
it's not here.
It's stopped now.
Oh, it was my wife's, but it was on. It was on vibrate, and it's on the same desk that my microphone's on. That's why you could hear it. Move that, please. Thank you. I was like, what is he hearing?
You don't hear that?
No, it was my wife's phone. It was on vibrate.
I can hear it in England.
The only reason you were able to hear it is because it was on the same desk as the microphone is, so it was vibrating the microphone. Yeah. But yeah, it's a scam, and they scam the dickens out of old people because they're easy targets. You know, a lot of them are starting to get dementia, and a lot of them are very lonely, and they'll talk to anybody just to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You know? And
cold callers will call them. They'll have a chin wag with them. They'll book someone in. They'll probably forget about the booking. Salesman would turn up and go, "Oh, hello, dearie, come on in."
Yeah, Bear. Dad had so many things that he'd bought in. 2 different alarm companies. He had 3 different people that were supposed to put windows on the house.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was just like, you know, it's like they could sniff him out. You know? And and to get out of that, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
The alarm company, since he's no longer staying at home, we're trying to get those turned off, right? And we have to get written authorization and send it to them. And by written authorization, I mean something from the home that he's in saying that he's mentally incapacitated.
Yeah. I think over here there's I think you can call up like your service provider and have them block all nuisance calls and stuff.
And well, unfortunately, I have to answer every call because you know, I've got an advocate helping me get my disability through, which I talked to them earlier today, by the way. But sometimes that number will come across and my phone will say scam likely.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of the times when I see that, I'll just ignore a call, but I've had to start answering them all lately. You know, just in case. You know, I don't know if it's them or whatever.
Yeah.
But my wife gets a lot of them. That's why her phone's on vibrate, because the last couple of days she's just been getting a ton of phone calls.
There was a period of time, I think it was early last year, I was getting call after call after call after call from random companies and scammers and all sorts. And I wouldn't answer it. I'd wait till it rang out, then grab the number, Google it, and like there's websites that tell you whether it's a scam or not, and I'd block it.
See you, Kyler. Have a good day at work, dude.
See you later, Carla. Have a good one.
Yeah, I get a lot. Here's what I get a lot of on my phone, on my cell phone, is I get a lot of phone calls. This is a final offer to lower your student loan interest rate. I'm 59 years old, people. I don't have a student loan. And the other one I get a lot is, we have contacted you before. This is our final call, which is never true.
Yeah.
This is our final call because your car warranty is about to expire and we want to talk to you about a car warranty. I don't have a car. I have a truck that I got for free from my dad. So you're not talking about me.
We actually had a guy do that face to face yesterday. Would you believe? As me and VB were trying to leave to go pick up the kids from school, we had a guy, stood at the end of our garden, just outside the gate, going, "Oh, you've been charged on this," and we're like, "No, we fucking haven't, mate." It's like, "We're not with you." And he's like, "Who are you with?" Well, we're not with you. He's like, "Oh, would you be interested in changing over?" But no, you just started off your sales pitch to us with a script like they do on the phone, face to face. So no, go away.
Yeah. So I've taken at first I used to ignore them, and they just kept coming and kept coming. I mean, 6 to 12 times a day I would get these calls. It was just blowing my phone up. And that's what's happening to hers lately. I think it's because she's been on websites trying to help my youngest daughter find another house to move into. She wants to move for where she's at. And, they track that stuff. And she immediately started getting phone calls while she was doing it. But I start answering them. If you are patient enough to wait, they will provide a number to hit to be put on their no-call list. So do that enough times, it starts getting less and less and less. So I don't get them as much as I used to anymore because I'm on like 50 different no-call lists. Like, stop calling me.
Yeah, they are really annoying, but I also understand what it's like to be on the other side.
I have too, and I used to do sales calls way back when I first got married. Didn't do too well at that. Didn't like it because I'm too big a pushover. I'm not a high pressure. I've been a salesman and I've done sales type jobs, but I'm not the high pressure type.
Yeah.
I said, "Would you be interested in?" No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same, mate. I tried it, but I can't, dude. I'm just
why am I going to waste your time with you that doesn't want it when I could move on to the next guy that might?
Yeah.
That's was always my thinking, but management doesn't think that way.
The amount of times it's been sat there, and I've had a guy telling me like how shit I am.
Matter of fact, I used to sell solar panels. You mentioned that earlier. I used to sell solar. I was terrible at it. I don't think I sold a single one. But, yeah, when I first got married, I sold solar panels for a little while. Then I got smart and went back to what I knew and went to work in a tire shop. So
it's a safe bet. I don't think I'll ever do that kind of thing again. Really, it wasn't very nice being told to fuck off 200 times a day.
No.
It's not nice, and like some of them get really horrible about it as well. And I wanted to do that one in particular because it was calling businesses. It wasn't calling like people. It was calling businesses. I didn't actually expect to be told to fuck off by so many professional people.
Yeah, Jen, you're right. It's hard to watch over older people like that because I'm telling you, they will target the elderly and they will just inundate them with calls. And at that age, some of them are so lonely, they're just willing to talk to anybody. And they don't, like in my dad's case, this was never my dad. Dad was never a sucker, It was like, "No, go away. I don't want your stuff."
Yeah, good attitude.
But after he got older and after mom passed, he falls for every line there is. I don't know how many products he's got in his house that he's just bought off of one of those infomercials off the TV. There's just something that happened with some old people that they just start, I think it's because they're lonely.
Yeah.
And
shield comes down a bit, and
yeah, and they will absolutely take advantage of them. Absolutely take advantage.
Yes, they will.
That's one of the reasons I quit selling. I'd done it for 2 years, and I wasn't too bad at it. It wasn't the best salesman they had, but I wasn't the worst either.
Mm.
But as a salesman, you only have so much control over your deal.
Yeah.
Because most of the control over the deal comes from finance.
That's where the big money is.
I started seeing little things here and there, people that I sold cars to in good faith, thinking that they got a really good deal, and then looking at the finance details, and these people are never going to be able to get out of that car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this because I pride myself on being honest. All my customers think I'm being honest. I think I'm being honest, but you guys are screwing them on the back end. And it's my name that goes on that. I'm the one they think cheats them.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
No,
Yeah.
can't do it. No more. See ya. Plus, at the time that I quit, there was a real downsurge in car sales. It was during the Obama administration, and there was about a year there that it really went south. It went so south that they were offering employee discounts. I worked for Dodge dealer. They were offering Dodge employee discounts, which Dodge employees get a serious discount on their automobiles because they work for the company. They were offering that to everybody that walked in the door.
Wow, that bad?
Oh, it was bad. It was real bad. And we were taking minimum deals just to sell a car.
Wow.
And by minimum deals, I mean I would make $25 off of it.
That's really bad commission. Holy crap.
Yeah. So yeah, I got out of it. I enjoyed it. I did like it. I liked talking to the people, and I know cars, and and I enjoyed explaining what was with their car, and I generally enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Which I think there's a story about that I'm going to tell. I've changed my mind. I had a story in mind, but I'm going to change my mind and tell that one. If I forget what it is, remind me. Just say car sales, and I'll remember what it is. This one I won't forget. If you're still with me at the end of the stream.
And hopefully they will be.
Well, I was talking to you because
me. Oh yeah.
You might have to go after Alfie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chad, if he's not here, just remind me car sales, and I'll remember the story.
Haven't heard anything yet, but then again, when he's not well, this kind of thing tends to happen. I'm betting that he'll be okay until about midnight, and then he'll just puke everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. I hate puking more than anything. I would rather take a beating than have to puke.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. All the veins in like my eyes and face burst. It's horrible.
I mean, I'll make all kinds of promises to God if he'll just quit. just please let me quit puking.
Yeah, I mean, the last time that he threw up, it was everywhere, man. His bed was covered. His whole body from top to bottom was covered. I had to run in my bath at 1 o'clock in the morning. My neighbors are probably thinking, what the fuck's going on next door,
Yeah, Zombie Teddy, I remember that when Kia was offering buy one, get one free deal. Yeah, the market was really bad at one point during the Obama administration. But yeah, my wife had one of her spells yesterday, which when they're over, she generally will vomit, which signals that it's over, and she generally feels better afterward.
Yeah.
But she didn't shut the door, and she's in there going. I mentioned it on Twitter. She's in there going, and I can hear it, and I'm feeling like, oh God, I'm gonna get sick. Because it really affects me. I can't hear that. Like, oh, I'm gonna puke. But yeah, poor fella. I feel for him. Seriously, I would much rather be punched repeatedly in the face than have to puke.
Yeah, it's not particularly nice, and it's a pain in the ass, man. Because usually I like just climbed into bed or whatever, and then it starts. He walks into the bedroom and he's like caked in vomit. He goes, "Dad, I've been sick." He's caked in it. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, and then you got to clean them up, and see,
I'm trying not to heave myself.
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh god.
When my daughter and all the kids were here, they were sitting in the kitchen floor because we don't have a kitchen table. Our house isn't big enough for it, honestly. There'd be no room to put it. But they were sitting in the kitchen floor eating their supper, and the one I call Bulldozer, you're familiar with him.
Aye.
Just out of the blue, pukes in his plate.
Oh no.
And puked all over. He was trying to catch it all, but it just went all over. And he's like, Peppa, I just puked. And I'm like, oh, great. And then it was so I had to go wake my wife up to say, you need to clean this up because I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll do whatever. I'll watch these kids. I'll feed them. I'll do whatever it takes, but I'm not cleaning puke.
I know how you feel, mate. I know how you feel. Having to scoop it up and
Doctor House, it gets easy to vomit after you see the pounds just melt away. Just kidding. That was a bit dark. No, it fits right in. Dark humor's fine. Dark humor's fine. But as I had mentioned earlier, let me close that tab. Since I read that, we do have a story on our hashtag. So let me pull that up.
Excellent.
Reminder again, people, that is B-Wing News. It's BWINGNEWS.
Prospero, Jesus, could you guys pick another subject, please? I could tell you about the time that I threw up blood in a bar in Belgium.
Okay, and this one is by Pinkalo.
Pinkalo.
I don't know. I pronounce it redneck style. What do I know? Jacob Wohl, proud to be #1 trending topic after Twitter ban. The 21-year-old pro-Trump troll said he would try to manipulate the 2020 election. Oops. Come on, scroll. There we go. Twitter banned notorious Trump supporter Jacob. He's notorious. I've never heard of him. Must not be too notorious. Twitter banned notorious Trump supporter Jacob Wohl from its platform on Tuesday, alleging that Wohl broke the site's rules against creating fake accounts. Wohl's ban come hours after he boasted in a USA Today interview about his plans to create fake accounts on Twitter and Facebook, which he said would be used to manipulate the 2020 election. The account was suspended for multiple violations of the Twitter rules, specifically creating and operating fake accounts, a Twitter spokesman told the Daily Beast. Wohl had already created several fake accounts before he was banned, according to a source familiar with Wohl's activities on Twitter. Wohl told USA Today that he intended to use the accounts to help Trump in the 2020 election, pushing Democratic primary voters to back weaker candidates who would be easier for Trump to defeat in the general election. Wohl didn't respond to requests for comment. His Facebook and Instagram accounts are still online. In a video posted after his ban, Wohl claimed that being kicked off Twitter was actually good news for him. This could not have happened at a better time, Wohl said. Jacob Wohl is the #1 trending topic on Twitter right now.
Oh, let's have a gander. Do I have mine set to America? Yes, I do.
Wohl said he would still attempt to use fake social media accounts to change votes in 2020. It's 100% legal, and now I'm going to have a lot more time to do it, Wohl said in the video. Wohl's fake accounts included at @JWohlTreason, at DrakeHolmes612, at woman_4_Schultz, and at Eric Shasner, according to a source familiar with Wohl's Twitter activity. Wohl confirmed to NBC News that he ran Women for Schultz, a Twitter account posing as a group of women supporting a possible independent presidential bid by Starbucks founder Howard Schultz. The account urged Schultz to run for president and attack Democratic presidential candidate Senator Kamala Harris. I guess you're not allowed to make an account that expresses Howard Schultz's positions on women issues, Walsh said in his video. The tweets for the Eric Chasner accounts have been deleted, but based on other Twitter users' interactions with it, the account appears to have been used to promote Walsh's trip with other right-wing personalities to Minneapolis to investigate Representative Ilhan Omar. Oh, yeah, that one. Wohl played up the danger he faced in the city and broadcast to his fans wearing a bulletproof vest and claiming he had to be driven around in an armored car. Twitter and other platforms have been under congressional pressure to crack down on election manipulation after Russian social media interference in the 2016 election. Wohl's scheme to divide and weaken the Democratic field even recalls part of the Russian interference effort, which involved boosting candidates on the left opposed to Hillary Clinton. Wohl 21 had amassed more than 180,000 followers on Twitter, and then this just keeps going on and on and on. We get the idea. I mean, this is a long article. My gosh. Here's the thing.
Hey, back in a sec, mate.
Okay. Here's the thing, people. Chat, you can tell me whether you agree or disagree with me. How's it manipulation? How is he going to, does he force them to vote one way or another? I mean, it's up to individuals to read what they read and make up their own mind. And here's the other thing. Fake Twitter accounts. How many of us actually got a Twitter account under our own name? Bloodwing is not my name. It's not even close. So would that be considered a fake account? I don't understand all this supposed election manipulation. How is it manipulation? They're not voting for you. They're not forcing your hand. You make up your... Yeah, Sarah, you're right. It's not. Twitter isn't real life. Exactly. Jack, I agree. There's no such thing as a fake account. Most of us do not have the account in our own real name. Yeah, Bansma, I swear there's a lot of stupid going around in terms of the Dems. There is. I mean, there's a lot of stupid everywhere, you know, but I wouldn't pick on the Democrats so much if they didn't keep giving me so much fodder.
Indeed.
Zero the Hero says, my Twitter isn't my real name. Believe it or not, my name isn't Zero. Really? I am so shocked, guy. But yeah, like I said, my real name's not Bloodwing by any means. You know,
it is though.
It's not even close. No, Bear, you know my real name. You're one of the few people on the internet that know my real name.
It's Ulysses Joseph Bloodwing is his name.
Bubba Hotep. No. But you know, most of us don't use our real names on Twitter. So how is there such a thing as a fake Twitter account?
I don't know.
Somehow P-Dog, I believe that. P-Dog is my real name and I'm a lawyer. Yeah. Oh my gosh almighty, people. But this whole election manipulation stuff, I don't get it. It just blows my mind. Who cares who says what about which candidate? It is the voters that make up their own mind. That's not manipulation. Manipulation would be if they were going in there and somehow changing your vote or voting for you, which they're not doing. They're just giving off information. Even if it's false information, they're just giving off information. That is not voter manipulation.
Sarah says, you mean your real name isn't Dad?
Well, yeah. There are those that call me Dad.
And Papa?
Those that call me Tim. But
Tim is to be feared.
Yeah. But I mean, am I going off the deep end here? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That's not voter manipulation. They need to get off this stuff. Who cares? I don't even care if it was a bunch of Russian bots. Who cares? Did they vote for me? No. Okay, case closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only time I'm going to care about a bunch of Russian bots if they somehow hacked into our election computers and changed the outcome. And that hasn't happened. Not that we know of.
If we're going that way, then we can accuse a lot of the mainstream media then for trying to manipulate the election with the false narrative that they often spin.
Oh, absolutely. And the media is definitely biased, and that's CNN and Fox. They're definitely biased.
Yep.
Bloodwing's evil one. Bloodwing's real name is either Tim, Mark, or Carl. Carl.
Carl.
No, I had an uncle named Carl, as I told you guys, but no, it's not Carl. And neither of those are even close. But you know, and it's not that I'm afraid for you guys to know my real name, but you know, there are those idiots out there that think it's funny to swat somebody that's even the slightest bit of a celebrity, you know, and I'm not particularly crazy about getting swatted. Otherwise, I don't care. Although I don't care as much now that the grandkids don't live here before. Before, I was really careful about it because I had grandkids that lived here, you know, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But, you know, some of the opinions I put forth, I can just see some nutcase not really liking it and going too far if they knew who I was.
Yeah, swatting is extremely dangerous as well.
I sometimes worry about taking the pictures that I take sometimes out my window because if anybody knows the area, they're going to be able to place it without too much trouble. I know where he is.
I think you'll be all right, Bloodwing. You don't say anything too bad, to be honest.
Yeah. You know. But if it was just me, I wouldn't care. I'm not afraid. What are you going to do? Shoot me? Okay, I've been shot at before. I don't care.
Maniac Man says, I bet your real name is also not what I first expected. Well, what was you first expecting my name to be? My mum wanted to name me Ashley.
Zombie Teddy says, Bloodwing has a brother named Daryl and another brother named Daryl. No, but I do have a cousin named Daryl. True story.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Ah,
hey, Monkey.
How are you?
I woke up in time for this one. I'm tired, man. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you for asking.
A bit tired myself, but hanging in there. I'm
gonna be muted for a second while I take pills and stuff, but I'm here.
Well, enjoy your evening meal.
While he's doing that,
it's breakfast.
While he's doing that, guess what? It's that time, folks. If you guessed 69 minutes, you are the winner.
Why does Ashley seem more appropriate? I don't know, but it wasn't Alex. Something semi-black sounding, I guess. No, my mother's a black woman, but you know, she's what hood rats would probably refer to as a coon or an Uncle Tom. You know, she was raised by white people. She was the first black person in the town in West London that I grew up in. You know, she has a very English sounding name, very English sounding name actually, and she got into an argument with my dad, and my dad wanted to call me Alexander, and my mum was like, nah, Ashley, but you know, dad won. It's the only good thing that prick ever did, really. So a smart black woman got you. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there, Monkey.
What's that?
I can hear you sniffing and
just a little stuffed up.
Oh, okay. She could have named you British Concretia.
Concretia.
Laquanda or something like that. No, most of the black kids that I grew up with were usually named things like Nathan.
I knew a black Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the black kids I grew up with had normal names, what we would consider normal names. It wasn't until I was like 10 or so that like Laquanda started showing up. Like, who named that poor little baby Laquanda? Come on.
Yeah, have you seen the movie? Have you seen the movie The Butler?
Oh yes.
Yeah, you know how it's like Oprah's his missus in it, and like when she's like really old, they're talking about their grandchildren, and that they're looking at Oprah's looking at her granddaughter in the movie, and they go, why did she name her LaQuisha? What kind of stupid name is that?
It was a weird thing that happened where black people were like, this sounds like our tribal names. Like, there's nobody in Africa named LaQuisha. That is not a traditional African name.
Kunta Kinte.
Yeah.
That sounds like a dish that went bad. Oh.
What, LaQuisha?
LaQuisha. Honest to God, we read about a woman last night. Her name was Chiquita.
Chiquita?
It's named after the goddamn banana. You can't name a black woman after a banana.
My son's actually friend with a white kid called Mason Zero. Oh my God! The council estate mothers, single mothers in this country, especially of my generation, decided that they were going to name all their kids after American-sounding names, so that there's an entire generation of kids called Tyler walking around.
I got you one better, and this is how redneck my family is, in case you weren't convinced yet. My niece named all of her children after SUVs.
Really?
Oh, dear Lord.
I kid you not. There's a Yukon.
That sounds like a African warlord name.
No, and she'll admit they were named after the truck or the SUV. Yeah.
We don't have that brand here.
No, it's a GMC. But yeah. Yeah. Named after that. Well, let me see if I can catch you up real quick, Monkey. So far we have covered
random American. No, sorry, but escalated quickly. I know what an Escalade is.
We've covered Ocasio-Cortez being creeped out because her picture was taken while her staffer was eating a hamburger because she had just told everybody to quit eating hamburgers. We read a story about a fellow that dipped his nuts in somebody's salsa that he delivered to them because they only gave him an 89-cent tip.
Yeah, we read that last night. Don't do that. Don't fuck with people's food.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just read a story of someone that got banned from Twitter because they admitted to making several accounts and trying to manipulate the election. And I went off on a rant that, first of all, manipulation of the election would be if they somehow got into the computers and changed our vote. Giving information, even if it's disinformation, is not manipulating the election. And secondly, if we're going by that, we all have fake Twitter accounts because, believe it or not, my real name is not Bloodwing. And I'm guessing yours isn't Ranting Monkey.
No, my name is.
Yeah.
That's what my mom named me when I was born.
Named you when you was born. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go off again. I don't even, like I said, I don't care if it's Russians doing it. That's not manipulation of the election. That's just giving information, even if it's disinformation. It's up to the individual to go vote. Snowflakes. We're just all too stupid to think for ourselves.
You know, it's funny, Duck Dog saying that Bloodwing named after the vehicle they were conceived in. You know, if people
knowing my niece, who is just a step below or step above Trailer Park Queen. I mean, I love her. She's my niece, but yeah, gotta call it the way it is. I mean, her first husband died in prison.
Oh, wow.
Because he tried to rob a Wendy's with a knife for crack money.
Oh, Jesus.
So that gives you a clue.
Yeah. Suck a dick behind the Wendy's for crack money.
Yeah.
Much safer.
But yeah. Now, I wouldn't doubt it in her case. I would not. She's only barely 30 years old and already been divorced twice. So.
Damn, she sounds like most sailors I know.
I love her because she's my niece, but yeah, not the sharpest pencil in the box.
You know, if people in Essex over here named their kids after what they were conceived in, literally everybody in that county would be called Ford Escort. It's like revered in that particular county. Orange people. Oompa Loompa land. The Jazzles left, right, and Chelsea.
P-Dog says, oh crap, that explains my friend's kid being named Winnebago. See, I could get that, though. Some of those Winnebagos are comfortable.
It's just a caravan, isn't it?
If that's what you call a motorhome, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we have the different types of caravans. There are ones that have their own, cab attached to them.
That's what a Winnebago is.
Yeah,
it's all one unit. You drive it. It's not a trailer or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So, did you have anything, Bear?
I've not actually looked yet. I was planning to, but then I went upstairs to check on the wee burn.
That's okay. I've got more here. I just got to scroll. Virginia First Lady Pam Northam apologizes after handing cotton to black children.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, somebody told us about this last night.
Okay.
That fucking family is not too bright.
Virginia First Lady Pam Northam apologized Wednesday after she... Dadgummit, get out of my way. I hate that. Okay. First Lady Pam Northam apologized Wednesday after she handed out cotton to black children during a recent tour of the governor's mansion, the latest racial controversy involving the top levels of state government. Northam handed out the cotton while showing students an adjacent cottage to the residence that had once served as a kitchen, asking them to imagine picking the crop as enslaved Africans. I regret that I have upset anyone, Northam said. I am still committed to chronicling the important history of the historic kitchen and will continue to engage historians and experts on the best way to do so in the future. Her apology come after a Virginia state employee whose 8th grade daughter and another black child were on the tour complained to lawmakers and Governor Ralph Northam's office, the Washington Post reported. Pam Northam's actions do not lead me to believe that this governor's office has taken seriously the harm and hurt they have caused African Americans in Virginia, or that they are deserving of our forgiveness. The employee, Leah Dozier Walker, who oversees the Office of Equity and Community Engagement at the State Education Department, wrote on February 25th. The 2 African-American students were not singled out by Pam Northam, according to the governor's office, and another parent of a student present who said she had handed out cotton to a group of students. The incident comes after it was revealed earlier this month that the governor's 1984 medical school yearbook page shows a photo of a person in blackface and another wearing a Ku Klux Klan robe. Northam initially apologized for the photo, but a day later said he wasn't in it. However, he admitted to wearing blackface as part of a Michael Jackson costume for a dance competition the same year the yearbook was published. Northam has resisted calls to resign, saying instead that he was looking to heal the state.
Wow.
Okay.
Honestly, I think they were a little disingenuous in this article. Of course, it's NBC. Imagine my shock. They made it sound like it was a whole group of black children to begin with. But as they got into it, it sounded like there was just a couple of black kids in the group. And I don't know, maybe it was not the most well thought out thing in the world, but it seemed innocent enough. I mean, black people picking cotton was a fact of history.
Yeah.
I just can't help thinking that people are being a little too overly sensitive about this because the guy was in blackface.
Fairly sure Bloodwing used to own people that did that for him.
It's true. No, it's just really politically deaf to do it at
It
this
is.
time. I get what you're saying. It's not that big of a deal, but doing it right after that scandal blew up, probably not the best look.
It doesn't seem like she's able to read the room too well. In
Nah,
other words, yeah.
probably too dark. They need to turn off the lights.
That's racist.
No, it wasn't. I just meant that the lights were low.
Uh-huh.
What were you talking about?
I don't know.
I used to say that to my black son-in-law all the time. He had a habit of sitting in the front room in the dark on his phone. And I'd get up and use the bathroom, and he'd startle me like, "Oh God, man, smile or something. Why don't you? Let me know you're there."
Oh, I bet he loved you.
Well, I'm not near as J Kid would tell him, "Yeah, you know, my goal is to own you one of these days."
I know.
That's my son.
He wasn't joking either,
P-Dog
was
says, check my DMs. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, context no longer matters. People are going to take it to racism land. Yeah, pretty much. Everything is racist. And you have to point it all out.
Oh, pretty much. P-Dog sent me an article. Maryland Democrat May Ann Lisanti, sorry for calling county the N-word district.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. I hadn't heard about this. Let's see. Mary Ann Lisanti, a white Maryland Democrat legislator, a Democrat, huh? Mm-hmm. Is apologizing to black lawmakers for referring to a county as N-word district, but claims everyone has used the racial slur. Delegate Lisanti reportedly used the racist slur to describe Prince George's County, which is 62% African American, while conversing with a colleague during an after-hours gather at a bar in Annapolis. According to the Washington Post, Legislative Black Caucus of Maryland confronted the Democrat legislator, whose district includes Hartford County, over the alleged slur. Caucus chair Delegate Darrell Barnes, Democrat of Prince George's County, told the Post that Lisanti was contrite when pressed about the comment, calling her reaction really disturbing. She apologized several times, said Barnes. She recognizes how she has hurt so many within the caucus, and she hoped to repent from this. She said that she doesn't remember fully what happened, but she recognizes what happened, he added. In a statement, House Speaker Michael Bush demanded Lisanti face the consequences of her behavior. There is no place in the House of Delegates for any racial slurs or slurs of any kind in society in general, the Democrat from Anne Arundel added. Are you going to quit using it then? Because guarantee you've called some of your black brothers that word. Mm-hmm. While Lisanti did not respond to requests for a comment from several news outlets, the Hartford lawmaker did tell the Post that she does not remember using the racist slur before claiming she was sure everyone has used it. I've used the F word. I used the Lord's name in vain, she added.
Uh-huh.
You're right there, Bobby?
Did we lose him?
I don't know. Blood? I think he's died. I think he's gone. Whilst Bloodwing sorts out his technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can get a few more likes than just the measly 42 that we have at the moment. We have 100 people watching. I'm fairly sure that we can get at least, I don't know, at least 40, 45 more. It's for the old man. He loves likes. He likes collecting them. So let's get a few more for him. And hey, if you want to support Bloodwing, support Redneck Radio, you can do so by not only dropping a like, but sharing it to your favorite social media platforms. And of course, donating to Mr. Bloodwing via his links in the description. That's Patreon and Streamlabs. Throw a few shekels at him. Give him a tip, just like you would a waiter. And it definitely keep him going.
Hey.
And I believe he's back.
Yeah, here I was just reading away and had no idea that you weren't hearing me.
Me and Monkey were like, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. It done that oops Something happened.
Oh, yeah.
Reload it. I think we probably got the picture. I'm not sure where I cut out, but we got the picture of what's going on.
Yeah, she called it the N-word county, and there's a whole bunch of people down there not happy with her now.
Yeah.
And,
they need to get Democrat, and I mentioned this last night. They need to give Democrats a book on how not to be racist.
Yeah.
They keep fucking it up.
They do. They absolutely do. But
it's all right, man. They're the party of progress.
Right. And it's the Republicans that are racist, don't you know?
It is, yeah.
Because that red Trump hat, that is the new Ku Klux Klan hood.
What do they call it? N-word county.
Yeah.
They should call it Chocolate Town.
Chocolate Town. Welcome to Chocolate Town.
Exactly. Welcome to Chocolate Town, where everything's so chocolatey.
Oh, good Lord.
And then all the white women move there.
Can't take me anywhere. I just dumped ashes all over my chair. Doggone it. But yeah.
Sith Mail in chat says, most of you know as well as I do, Democrats have always been the party of racism. They have been.
Yeah.
But they try really hard to blame it on others.
Mm-hmm.
But they're having a really hard time of it here in 2019.
Yeah. And honestly, all jokes aside, Virginia, I'm not surprised. I mean, seriously, I'm not that surprised.
Well, this chick she's from Maryland. And yeah, that's not really surprising either.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, there's people on her own side are calling for her job now. They said, look, we realize she's on our side, but we're going to just elect another racist Democrat who'll keep her mouth shut anyway. So let's fire this one.
Yeah, because in case you didn't know or forgot, Maryland was a slave state before the Civil War. So, yeah, even though that's where D.C. is, or majority of it.
Diabetic teen dies after prescribed oils instead of insulin. The herbalist is going to prison.
Oh, good.
Oh, fuck.
All right, read it.
Should I continue reading or should I find something more?
Go ahead. I'll stop you if it gets too much.
Okay. There is a video for this as well, so maybe I could link it after I've done reading. A California herbalist charged in the death of a diabetic 13-year-old he treated with herbs instead of insulin is heading to prison for 4 months. Is that all? Okay. In 2014, Timothy Morrow, a self-proclaimed master herbalist, based in Torrance, California, attempted to treat Edgar Lopez for his type 1 diabetes. Morrow told Edgar's parents that the insulin the doctor had prescribed was poison and to rub lavender oil on Edgar's spine instead, claiming it would cure him. Oh my God.
Fuck.
Oh my fucking God. But Edgar's health quickly deteriorated. He suffered a cardiac arrest and died as a result of complications from his diabetes. The medical examiner determined the victim would have lived had he received proper medical treatment. Last week, Morrow, 84, was found guilty of 1 count of practicing medicine without a license. On Monday, a court sentenced him to 120 days in jail and 48 months of summary probation. Morrow also pleaded no contest to 1 count of child abuse, likely to produce great bodily injury or death. So what happened? Maria Madrigal, I think that's how I'm pronouncing her name, Lopez's mother, said she had previously attended Morrow seminars about herbs and alternative medicine. For fuck's sake. During the court case, Madrigal testified that she once regarded Morrow as a specialist, like a god, and trusted him to treat her son. Oh my God. Although she went to regular doctors for an annual examination and had given Edgar insulin for his diabetes over time, she stopped and Morrow began to push his herbal products, according to ABC News. Morrow began treating the 13-year-old for his diabetes by prescribing him herbs instead of the insulin Edgar's doctor had prescribed. But Edgar began to fall ill. Madrigal told the jury, and Morrow told her that her son's pain and weight loss were not symptoms of illness, but that she had been on the verge of a rebound that mainstream medicine could not deliver. She said Morrow promised that Edgar's diabetes would be cured forever. Oh my God.
Zombie Teddy said that he'd checked into this and that herbalist was a vegan, which
Of course.
makes sense because isn't insulin made with the use of pigs?
Yeah. Well, can they do it completely synthetic now? I know it was.
Yeah, there is synthetic insulin, but
yeah, that's it was always a joke. What was her name? From Mickey Mouse Club. She went on to be.
Sorry, Jack Gunsky was asking the race of the individual. Yes, it was a black man. But not that really plays into it because the mother was white. Yeah. So
of course the mother was white. Okay, look, white people. It's always you. It's always you doing this stupid, silly shit. Modern medicine's working too well. Let me see if I can't kill my child with fucking herbs.
Yeah, look, I've got no problem against herbs. A lot of modern medicines come from herbs. I mean,
of course.
Aspirin comes from the bark of a certain tree, you know, and people discovered that mold on bread can make penicillin, and you know, it's all herbalism to start with, but not all of it's a replacement for modern medicine.
Look, I use herbs to treat oils to treat my horribly damaged skin, because what's missing from my skin is the oil.
Yeah.
And it actually makes it feel better. I also use some to clear my sinuses when I'm having problems, because peppermint oil will clear the fuck out of your sinuses. But when it comes to diabetes, I trust my doctor.
Exactly. Look, people, all you alternative medicine people and your anti-vaxxers, I put you in the same freaking group. Go move to an island somewhere and then just die off in peace. All right. Leave the rest of us alone. Because that's what's going to happen.
That story's pretty grim. Let's see if I can find something a bit more.
I'm sorry if I missed it, Baird, but did it say whether the fellow was coming up on any kind of charge or anything? Because he ought to be charged with at least manslaughter. Honestly.
He's not being charged with manslaughter. But where is it? What was it? The court sentenced him to 120 days in jail and 48 months of summary probation. Morrow also pleaded no contest to one count of child abuse likely to produce great bodily injury or death.
Yeah, because you know, if I sound animated, it's because I am. Because I'm very animated when it comes to hurting kids. You hurt a kid, you're gonna make me mad.
Apparently, the Morrow said tumors were a gift from God.
Oh, moron! God. Oh, the stupid is real.
Yeah, that's pretty grim. I'm gonna try and find something a bit lighter. I think.
People, do me a favor. If you want to practice your herbalism, fine. You want to practice your anti-vaxxing, fine. Practice it on yourself. Quit experimenting on your freaking kids.
Yeah, because shit like that will happen, and you lose your child.
Yeah.
Who didn't deserve that.
No, I don't know. Let's move on before my head explodes or I go kill somebody.
Well, if you want to kill anybody, kill people like that.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's nothing really good in here. Oh, why not? Let's have a look at this one. Oh, imagine my shock. I can't access it.
You're a part of the European area. You're not allowed.
There you go. It's in the sidebar if you want that one.
Okay, hold on. One of these days, I'm going to have a good computer with dual screens so I can...
Oh, here's something up our street, I think. I don't know. Have you covered this? The late American novelist Philip Roth attacked as a misogynist?
No, I
haven't. I hadn't heard of that.
It's an archive link. The late American novelist Philip Roth attacked as a misogynist. Because we need to apply it retroactively now to get offended for just about everything now, don't we? We live at a time of widespread historical ignorance and cultural debasement. The most preposterous things are written and said, and especially if they touch on gender and racial matters, no one dares respond. In the wake of American novelist Philip Roth's death, May 22nd, numerous commentaries have appeared accusing him of misunderstanding or being hostile to women and related failings. Philip Roth in 1973. One of those appeared in the New York Times May 25th. What Philip Roth didn't know about women could fill a book, by Dara Horn. The Times leads the foul charge on these issues. Horn essentially complains that Roth was not complimentary enough about people like herself, upper middle class Jewish women. What? He was not complimentary enough. The Jewish New Jersey women I know are talented professionals in every field, and often in those two thankless professions that Roth quite likely required to thrive, teachers and therapists. Roth, who achieved true greatness in depicting people like himself, never had the imagination to give these women souls. I don't know if you want me to continue reading this.
So he's under fire because he didn't praise them enough.
And I'm guessing didn't give the women he wrote about enough soul.
Soul sister.
Like there's not enough things for them to be upset about. To create something.
This is simply not true. Roth tended or certainly aspired to be as critical of people like himself as he was of people like Horn. He rarely inflicted a wound on others without inflicting one on people like himself. What Horn and others find impermissible, among other things, is that Roth painted unflattering portraits of numerous female professionals. All right. Furthermore, in Stop Treating the Misogyny in Philip Roth's Work Like a Dirty Secret, Sandra Newman takes Roth's to task, for, among other things, the gleefully I can't fucking pronounce this. I'm not pronouncing objectification of women in his novels. She takes for granted Roth's misogyny, observing that for many 21st century Americans, it's still not misogyny at all, but the normal fuck, I can't read today. Psychology of the male. It just sounds like they're picking at him for no reason.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said, as if there's not enough to be upset about, they have to create something. You're not promoting us enough.
Yeah, it sounds like he just like drew and wrote about women in, unflattering positions, and it sounds like misogyny from, I guess, from their point of view.
Oh.
No, not this week, Jen. I've not been very good this week. Been stuttering and all sorts. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it sounds like retroactively being offended, but
I do have something a little different for us today.
You do?
Yeah. Usually my streams end with my story time, and today's will be no different. There'll be a story at the end. But today I have a story from someone else that watches the stream.
Okay.
From Necrosol. He sent a story and asked that I would read it, and I said that I would.
Okay.
Bit of a humor story that happened to him. And he says, I was in the Army for 6 years before I was medically discharged due to service-connected disability. I was deployed in the Middle East at the time. Me and my buddy just finished digging a sump pit. If you don't know what a sump pit is, well, it is a hole you pour liquid waste in. When I say we were in BFE, I truly mean BFE. We had an attachment of Australian troops with us at the time. We had just finished when we hear, "Oi!" I turned around to see two guys walking up to where we were. One of the guys says, "Hey, mate, how you doing today?" So we chit-chat for a few minutes and find out there were two Australian troops. They were two Australian troops. when one of them looks at me and says, "Would you mind if we got some of your sand?" I was puzzled. I looked around. As far as I could see, there was sand. I looked at my buddy, who had the same look as I did. "Excuse me, what did you say?" He replied with the same, "Can we have some of your sand?" I said, "Hold on, let me get my NCO." My NCO looked at me and then turned and said, "Sure, just don't take it all."
Nice.
They
Back
were
in
in
a
the middle
second,
of
guys. Sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So yeah, humor and story there, Necrosol. Thanks.
Should
And
have told him
yeah,
no.
do what?
Should have told him no. Say it's all ours.
It's all our sand.
All our sand belonged to us.
All our, yeah. But thanks, Necrosol. And hey, if any of you other people want to send me humorous stories, I'll be glad to read them as long as they're not too out of sorts. Best way to do that is in my Twitter DMs, which are always open. I have an email, but I rarely ever check it. I'm terrible at that.
Faithless says, "What did he want for it?" Yeah. Give me $10. You can have all you want.
How much you give me? Okay. Well, I hope Bear's all right, because he's got a sick kid. So I hope that's not what he's dealing with.
I'm sorry. I'm over here reading. The first thing I woke up to was your link and something from Weibo.
Yeah.
Weibo sent me a link to a stream she's on right now, or was on. And I went over there for just a second. I'm like, what the fuck even is this? And people have sent me the information about what started the stream.
Uh-huh.
There's a dude, YouTube Renegade, who is really, really, really wanting nudes of roaming millennial.
Okay.
And the fact that she won't give them to him is proof that she's just a prude. Now, I have to read this because it's amazing.
All right.
"Hello, roaming. I don't want to reveal too many details, but I'm working on a project that is going to use a prop known as, quote, the altar of vagina. To finish constructing it, I need an image of vulva taken by a woman who makes anti-feminist, anti-SJW videos that also shows her face in it. I know there are many ways to acquire a photo of a woman's vulva, but my reason for choosing an anti-feminist, anti-SJW video producer is because that's how my mind envisioned it. All of my artistic ideas come fully formed in my head. I just get the gears turning and my brain does the rest automatically." Hang on, we're not done. "You don't need to show your boobs, as it's the altar of vagina. You can if you want, but it wouldn't help my project if your boobs are too big. I don't know your cup size, but if anything over a C is too big. So it's best to either commando and wear a shirt, bra, or bikini top, or to use a hand bra. Also, please pose elegantly like you do in your profile photo, as it has the glorious look suited for an image of exhilaration belonging to an altar."
You gotta hand it to this dude, though. He's trying hard. He's trying to
Look, that's probably the most imaginative "can I see your nudes" I've ever heard. But he's actually defending it. "No, I wasn't just asking for nudes." This is a guy, Bodacious.
Yeah, dude, you're asking for fat material. That's what you're doing. Come on.
You want to see Roman's pussy. Let's be honest about it.
And I'm sure there's a lot of young men that would want to see Roaming's vagina, but I don't think she's going to give it to you. I don't get the sense that she's the type to take nudes.
Faithless says, "Sounds like an autist with zero awareness of propriety." Well, I was reading around because I'm like, this can't be it. And I read where Weibo got involved in it over on the Twitter machine. And yeah, he doesn't think it's creepy. It's not creepy. He's just trying to prove that conservatives are. I think his point is that conservative women would show strangers their vag more if they just weren't so prudish. I'm like, yeah, whores generally will show you their twat. I mean, that's not anything smart.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with on political lines either.
But that's been emailed to her. He also sent her. There's another message very similar to that he.
I had seen something on Weeb's Twitter.
Yeah,
arguing with this guy, and I had no idea what it was about. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I'm like, huh. I just
this guy, he's either got to be a Poe or the most clueless individual I have ever heard of in my life.
Reading his Twitter, if he's not a Poe, which I honestly don't believe he is, he's one of those people that just thinks he's right and has decided he is, and nothing you say is going to change his mind.
Oh, yeah.
He's insisting it's not creepy, but in his message, because he left another of these messages very similar to this on one of Roaming's videos. And in it, he actually says, I hope this doesn't sound creepy. So you realize it's creepy. Stop it. She doesn't want to show it to you. Stop it. Go imagine what it looks like. She's Asian. Go on the internet. You can see what Asian vulva looks like.
Just picture her face on it, right?
I was like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, come on. I'm at an age now that I have to be careful what I say to young ladies on Twitter, and because it comes off as creepy, because I'm an old man. You know,
for me, that's part of the fun.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter or not, but I went for a test yesterday, and I was so flirting up all the female nurses and techs. I had them all giggling and going on. And then I opined that, I wished I had this much game when I was younger and could do something about it. Yeah, it is.
It says, my brother with Asperger's is that way, not so creepy, but has no sense of propriety. No, this guy knows what he's doing. And he's turned this into an argument over her just being a prude. And he really, really wants to stream with her, and she won't stream with him. And shut up. You're an idiot. That's his problem.
Yeah, that's the way to get Roaming to stream with you, is ask for a picture of her vagina.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
Yeah.
I said, hey, can I see pictures of your vagina? She said, couldn't we stream instead? I'm like, yeah, that's a good compromise.
Right.
Jesus, fuck. Don't ask random women for their nudes, guys. The fuck? There's enough nudity online for free that you don't have to do that shit.
Exactly. Just type whatever search criteria you want into Google, and you will get but tons of pictures. There'll be something there to flip your trigger, I guarantee you.
Oh, man.
And of all people, Roaming. I mean, what about Roaming makes you think that she would even take a nude picture, let alone send you one?
I don't know. He's very upset that she debated Vegan Gaines, but won't talk to him.
Well, Vegan didn't ask for her nudes that I'm aware of.
That's true as well.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know Roaming Millennial personally. I know of her. I've never spoke to her, but she does not strike me as the type of girl that's going to just send nudes to strangers.
And the fucked up part here is she is a really sweet girl. I've got to talk to her on a couple of times. She had way above my channel size, and she came and talked with me a couple of times just because she's a very nice girl, and we had great conversations. Stop trying to see people nude, you fucking weirdos.
Go out, get your girlfriend, see it for yourself. It's much more exciting in person than it is in a picture, trust me.
Yeah, in person you can smell the excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyhow, yeah, I'm sorry. That's why I've been so quiet. It's not just that I woke up. I've been trying to digest what I'm reading here, and what the dude, stop it.
Yeah, I wanted to know what that was about. I was trying to make heads or tails of Weeb's tweets, and I couldn't. It just wasn't making sense to me. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, one of the things he said is that she can't really decide. She's not really making the decision not to make her own nudes because she is too prudish to know herself well enough. Like, what? What?
What a nutcase.
Oh, man.
What a nutcase. And he wants to debate about it on stream, huh?
Well, he wants to debate her about or talk to her or something. I don't know what about.
How did Weebs get involved?
She read one of the tweets and responded to it. And apparently they went into this stream. I'm sorry, I forget the guy's name who they're doing the stream on his channel. But she knows them, and yeah, it all became a big thing. This is a dude who wants to see her naked. Stop it. That's all it is.
Good grief.
Look, I'm very comfortable in my body, and if you ask me for nudes, I'm not sending them to you, and I'm probably not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, in my case, I'm pretty sure none of you really want to see me naked.
I'm sure there's people who want to see me naked. I just figure everyone wants to see me naked. Because I'm a beautiful man.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't ask random women for. I see this all the time, on Twitter. Women talking about, if they open their DMs, all they get is these fucking. Can I see your nudes? Like, guys, are you really that hard up?
Yeah, no kidding. When I was a younger man, of course, wasn't no internet.
Sure.
But
you didn't run around asking for their Polaroids, and we all know what those were.
Yeah, exactly. And they were a thing. People took nude Polaroids and shared them with their boyfriends and whatnot.
Is that what I came back to?
Yes, it is. My neighbor, I was babysitting for her one day and went over to her house to watch the kids, and she had left naked Polaroids of herself on the counter.
Oh, no.
I was like, very nice. And then I hid them from the children.
Yeah, exactly.
Her kids were all too small to reach the counter. She had 5 kids that were between 6 and just born. She used her pussy a lot. Now, what you missed, Bear, was there's a dude out there mad that Roaming Millennial won't send him nudes for his what was it? Altar of Vagina.
Yeah.
Altar of Vagina.
Yeah.
It's okay. You've had me at altar of Vagina.
I'm gonna tag both of you in this so you can read it.
But he threw up.
Oh, is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's smiling, little weirdo. But we I cleaned it up, and I'll have to keep an eye on him.
Pumpkin Trucker says after you flirt earlier, by the way, I'd like to see you naked. Because I called him darling earlier.
You doing, darling? Oh, well. That's some Buffalo Bill type shit. You ain't lying, Functional.
Yeah, that is.
This dude needs to be on an FBI list.
Okay, not to change the subject, but I did promise story time, and I want to tell a quick story, and then we'll have some questions.
Cool.
And I do remember what the story was. There was a time a few years ago that I was a car salesman. I sold both new and used cars. And like I said before, I did enjoy it. But I had a woman come in and wanting to get a car for her uncle, and I sold him a used car. And as we were getting the deal done, she says, "Now I want to look at one." I'm like, "Oh, cool! I get a double deal." You always love it when that happens. So we go out and we look at a car, and we get settled on the car, and then come back in to my desk. And of course, the first thing you do is pull their credit.
Right.
Well, I don't know if y'all know much about credit, but if your credit is in the 600s, I can probably sell you a car. 700s absolutely can sell you a car. Highest I ever seen was 814. That's just amazing. In the 500s, maybe I can sell you a car, but it's going to be special finance, right? With a higher interest because you're a high risk. This woman's credit score, I kid you not, was 342.
Oh.
No way in heck I could sell her a stick of gum.
Not without cash for all of it.
So I come back and I'm really nice. I said, I'm sorry, man, but we can't make a deal. I can't get you financed. What are you talking about? And she starts going bananas and causing a scene. She's yelling and screaming. All the customers in the showroom are looking at her like, what's going on? And I'm like, and so the managers tell you that if you have a problem customer like that, to come get them. They are trained in handling that. So, okay, I went and got one of my managers and I explained it to him real quick. And I come back and he's sitting. You let them, in that case, you let them sit down where you were sitting. So they're across the desk from him. And I stood back out of the way. And he's just quietly looking at this credit sheet, at the credit score and all of this and listening to her rant and rave. And finally, after about 5 minutes of saying nothing, he just looks up at her and says, ma'am, do you ever pay any of your bills?
Oh.
I about lost it. Of course, I'm trying to be professional and I'm choking back a laugh. She just huffed, stood up, and stormed out the door. I'd never seen her again. So, yeah, there's my car salesman story.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
How embarrassed would you be, man? Just
Oh,
it's like you ever been to the grocery store and you didn't have enough money to pay for everything you had, and it's like really embarrassing. Yeah, it's like that, but worse.
yeah, you got to take an item back. Well, I can't buy this. I have to take it back. Yeah, I've been there.
You've got the customers huffing and puffing at you. That's 10 times worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I was really trying to be. What happened to be the race of that woman? She was Hispanic.
Espanol.
But yeah, I was trying to be really kind and thoughtful of her feelings and quietly told her, ma'am, I'm sorry, but we just can't make a deal. I really want to sell you a car. I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Right.
But I can't. But yeah, there's my story. Well, we got a couple of minutes left. Any questions from chat?
I have to wait for the catch up.
Yeah, there's at least a 30-second delay at the very least. Did she call Mexico? Not while I was sitting there, but I did sell her uncle a car. That deal went through.
While you're waiting for a question, I just want to say congrats to Fat Pat. He had his baby.
Oh, did he? Hey, congratulations. I hadn't heard that.
And there's a picture of her on the Twitter machine giving the finger.
Hey.
She's a gorgeous lady, too. So, yeah.
Well, I meant the baby.
Oh, the baby was giving the finger.
The baby's giving the finger.
Right. Yeah. That apple didn't fall far from the tree then, did
it?
Push the button. You've asked that one before, I think. Would you rather have a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck?
A duck-sized horse. You combine the pooping power of a duck and a horse and make them big. That's no.
Owen Harmon says, "Loving, sorry, but I can't be ours to register with PayPal. I'll get around to it for the next stream and send you a few dollars. Don't worry about it, man. You're cool. I understand it. And I would, as I stated before, and I guess I'll state again because some people may not have been here. I looked into authorizing credit cards on my Streamlabs. They want information I don't feel that they really need, like my Social Security. Nobody needs that. But but people I'm applying with jobs for and the government. So yeah, I decided no.
Owen Harmon says, "All right, Bear, will you be doing Breakfast with Bear anytime soon? Probably over the weekend, mate. Probably over the weekend."
Zero the Hero wants to know if I've got any fun vacations anytime soon. Dude, vacation for me is a trip to the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, so no, nothing planned.
He's gonna go dip his balls in some salsa.
Dude,
It's the idea of a good time.
I'm not going to post it on social media though. More.
How do these idiots keep getting caught? I mean, oh yeah, they're uploading videos of themselves doing stupid
The
shit.
question is, how do they remember to breathe?
They're not very smart people.
Little Nigga says, all right, Bear, why is Sanute a butthole to you, if I may?
Because he is, I guess.
Because Sanute's just a butthole.
Yeah.
It's banter.
Yeah.
Chadwick Dupre has it exactly because he's a butthole. Exactly. Yeah.
You asshole. I love him, don't get me wrong, but
I think we come to the end of the stream now, mate.
Yeah, we have a couple of minutes past, which is okay. We can do that now and again.
good, because this old man needs to pee.
All right. Well, thanks, chat. Thanks for showing up and all your interaction and the likes and shares, and of course the donations. Thank you, Bear. As always, anything you want to shill?
Yeah, I put out a new video on the main channel today. I'll just get the link so you guys can check that out if you want to. It's about Tommy Robinson being slagged off by a far leftist group. There you go.
Absolutely. Go check it out, people. And Monkey, thanks for thinking of us when you woke up.
Yeah, I slept through it last time and I woke up this time. Oh, I can actually catch it.
That's all right. That's pretty cool. Anything you want to shill?
We'll be on Satsu 2 Cents tonight for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's all.
I did have a quick question. I'm not able to stay up late anymore because I have to get up and drive kids around early in the morning. But Borderlands 2, is that all of you or is that just Satsu?
It's me and Satsu, and
Bless you.
excuse me. So I tried to mute that, but I started to sneeze and my hand moved.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that, guys. Me and him are playing, and we're having different people jump in and join us. We had Random American in there one night. Cynic was in one night. Those two were together, and then the next night it was Sinatra and Dax. I'm pretty sure Dax will be back with us tonight. I'm not sure who the fourth wheel is.
I've played with Dax before. I wished I could stay up that late because, man, that's one of my favorite all-time games.
Oh, I had never played it before. I'm having a blast. If I wasn't doing this right now, I'd be playing Borderlands.
Yeah, go check it out, guys. And as always, get out of my yard.
See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.